Another week of changes for the Honestly Lazy podcast. Now, if you're watching this is a visual one this week, the big changes that happened to the podcast. I mean, first of all, visually, I've changed my beard. I've shaved it back down, so pretty much you can see my chin. Do I like it? It's taken a while, but I'm adjusting to it. Is it going to stay? Probably, because my girlfriend likes it. But there's also something new that's happening with this episode. A lot of things have been kind of changing just a wee little bit. But the big thing, and the big thing that I really wanted to show off, and something that I've been trying to do for a while, is about to happen right after the intro. And if you're just listening on audio, sucks to be you. Roll it.
The Honestly Lazy Podcast.
Ba-bam! What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the Honestly Lazy Podcast. And if you're watching this on YouTube right now, you are learning something crazy. I have officially made merch for the Honestly Lazy Podcast. Now, there's nothing out for anybody else to really buy or get. I just bought some mock-up merch and tried it out for myself. And I mean, if you're watching on YouTube right now, I am rocking the sweater, and I'm rocking the living fuck out of it. I love this shit. And I am also rocking the Honestly Lazy trucker hat with the logo on top of it. I used a website called printful.com, and it turned out amazing, but we'll get into that in a bit. I just need to obviously do my intro. So, if you are listening to this either one or two ways, you're listening on YouTube, where you typed in the Honestly Lazy Podcast, and that shit popped up. Or you, I fucked it up, or you either found me on Spotify, typed in the Honestly Lazy Podcast, and it also popped up there. If you follow or you've been listening for a while and you're not supporting, please like, subscribe, leave comments, follow me on the social media pages. You know, I'm trying to get back into the posting on the social media pages, but, you know, I'm not too good at it, but, I am really going to try to go more into the social media pages. Probably just do random, like, 10 pictures of me throughout the month, you know, whatever. But this is the indie podcast community, and I really want to get this channel up to 100 subs. We officially hit 60. I'm fucking pumped. I can't believe we actually hit 60. I can't believe 60 people actually listen to this shit. But they continue to, you know, support, and new people are telling me every day that they're listening. So, mint, man, thank you very much to everybody who has been listening. And if you're new and you make it through this episode, I say you just subscribe, follow me on Spotify. Just give me a little bit of support because, you know, I try to upload every week. Now, I know what you're thinking. Last week, Stick, where the fuck were you? You didn't upload it. We'll get into that, okay? We will get into that. But first, I just want to talk about this fucking merch. So, for a while now, I've been saying it, like, literally episode 41, which, believe it or not, I didn't know. My buddy Nathan told me about it. That I said it in episode 41, how I really wanted to make some merch. And I've been trying out other websites through YouTube videos and just like the bare minimum of research. Printful came up. I mean, I live in Canada. I think there's probably easier ways. I just mean shipping wise, because it took a while for this stuff to get here. But for like right now, I just realized I forgot to soundproof this room. Fuck it, honestly lazy it is. But fucking Christ, this is already going to shit. But I decided to use Printful just because like I saw so many good reviews on it, so I was like, I'll try it. I mean, it's a big step for me, especially to buy merch and actually give it a try, because there's a lot of things that can go wrong, and there's like, you know, me not knowing a lot about doing merch, and everybody know who's done merch, they do it themselves, or they get someone to do it. They have the literal thing to like print the logo onto t-shirts and shit. And I thought about going that route, but I live in an apartment where I have nowhere to put that thing. So I just decided, fuck it, I'll try an online website, and I did the research, and holy shit, I can't believe how well this stuff actually came out. There is an unboxing video that will be up very soon. It'll probably be up on the social media pages and maybe over on BoyStick. I'm not 100% sure yet. But for right now, there is a video. I filmed it. My girlfriend and I filmed it of me unboxing it, and I'm so stoked with it. Like, the sweater alone, I was ecstatic for it. People are telling me to take out the Honestly Lazy, because the way to describe it to the people were listening. It's just my logo on a regular gray sweater. And it says honestly lazy in the middle of the circle. And it turned out so good that I was like, fuck. I don't, and like everyone's just take the honestly lazy out. But I'm like, nobody knows what the fuck honestly lazy is in the first place. Obviously, I'm going to put it on there. I wasn't going to put like www.honestlylazy.com. But maybe I should have. But it turned out really good. And I'm very pumped for it. Now, the big thing, like, you know, t-shirts are one thing and sweaters. Because usually, like, I'm sure any site I got it on, it would have turned out pretty mint, the logo. Because they just do it themselves. They do the mathematic. Or they have just a computer who just stains on themselves or whatever. But the big thing I really wanted was the hat. And I mean, they fucking engraved it. I don't know what the hell it's called. But it's like stitched in there. And I mean, it took me a while to really bite the bullet and say, fuck it, let's buy some merch. And the biggest thing was, I really want an honestly lazy hat. I fucking wear hats all the time. I think I have like 20 hats right now. I have hats for different occasions, you know, when I go on vacation, I'm camping, just, you know, walking around the house. I have all types of hats. I have work hats that actually, you know, I wear all the time. But I really want an honestly lazy hat that was simple. And I mean, the way this came out, I mean, it's perfect in size, and it's a trucker hat. I'll take it off so you guys can kind of see it if you're watching on YouTube. Just give me a sec. My cat just opened my door. So I mean, the hat turned out like fucking amazing. Like the logo and everything. I was so nervous. Shout out to my buddy Paul Sawchuk, who actually made the logo so it would actually work on this hat. Paul Sawchuk, I mean Paul Williams. He did a lot of work. He's the one who drew up this logo, and he's the reason why I actually have the ways to put it on some merch. So shout out to Sawchuk or Paul Williams. Fuck, man. He's I just know him from work, and now he's off. He's trying to be a musician, and, you know, he's doing good. But I'd like to talk about why I didn't upload last week. I mean, I hate it because I literally said in the last episode, I'll see you next week, and then I didn't upload. And the worst part is I didn't post anything on Twitter, like I said, or on Instagram that there was no episode. Like I said, I'm trying to get better, but I am still extremely lazy when it comes to that. So, I mean, the big thing is I was drained. The big thing was I was pretty much just mentally drained. I've been having a rough few weeks at work, and I was very exhausted from everything, from work to my own life and everything. But the big thing why I didn't upload last week was, well, obviously work, but last weekend, I definitely overdid it on the drinking. I'm 26 now, and for some reason, like up to 25, I can drink. I could stay up very late and wake up no problem. I'm 26 now, and last weekend I stayed up till 4:30 in the morning, and I was fucking destroyed till Wednesday. I mean, like I couldn't wake up for the life of me. Like, I went to work, I felt like a zombie. I do shit, felt like a zombie, and it was like, holy shit. And I knew exactly what it was drinking. But last weekend, like, there's been times where I really feel like, you know, I drink till that late. I'm like, well, that was a waste of fucking time. I didn't have fun. But last weekend was a really fun time because first of all, I got this merch last weekend, and I decided to surprise my buddy and like super fan, my buddy Nathan Breeze, by showing up because he was having a jam at his place, and I decided to show up with merch, rocking hard, hat, sweater, and my gray t-shirt that you don't see because I'm wearing a sweater, but the gray t-shirt turned out dope too. And I mean, he was over the fucking moon. He instantly said, when the hell can I get my own merch? And Nathan is like the super fan club, and I think his first shit is all going to be free. There's a few people I have on a list that's like, when I buy more merch, they're getting merch for free just because they've been the non-stop supporters, and they've been hounding. They were the ones who were hounding the fuck out of me when I stopped uploading and stuff like that. So they're like the real OGs to like supporting this podcast, and they'll definitely get shit to just so they know, like, I will never forget what they harassed me to get back into this for. But I mean, like, we decided to go over to his place because last year it was Nathan's 30th birthday. He wanted to have a jam, and we couldn't do it because of the restrictions were just way too fucking gnarly for anybody to do anything. And so this year he's decided, fuck it, let's do it, let's send it. And holy shit, did we send it. I got there at 8 o'clock. I drove through some gnarly weather to get there. I had such a rough week. I was like, I'll risk putting myself in a ditch just to go jam for one night. And holy fuck, did we send it. Now, I want to give you a little bit of the background of the jam sessions at Nathan Breeze's, because I was definitely like the outcast to the jam sessions for well, you know, first of all, I came to the jam sessions very late in life. Nathan always says we should have been friends sooner so we could be jamming a lot sooner. But I came into that type of life very late. I think I was, 20? I think I was 24 when I finally went to a jam session at Nathan's. And I mean, the jam sessions turned into not just a fun night, but a very therapeutic thing for me besides podcasting. It's one of those things where if there's one thing I just love to do when I'm pissed off is just strum a fucking guitar or a bass or beat the living shit out of drums to get all my anger out. And that's literally what these jam sessions are for. In Nathan and the way he does his jam sessions, it's like the most welcoming open mic night that you could ever go to. And I really appreciate Nathan for always welcoming me with like open arms and always just being like fucking play. And I mean, I guess I've brought some shit to the table. I've definitely played some songs that he didn't know and he fucks with, like you know, I've came to the table with Charleston Girl by Tyler Childers. I think we both learned Mama at the same time, or he probably already knew it and I just kind of said, fuck it, we're playing it for a campfire. I've brought more of the folk stuff because it was a lot of like rock and roll type music, and I love listening to rock and roll. Can I play it? Fuck, like kind of. I'm a rhythm guy. That's the big thing I brought to the table, is I can be a rhythm guy. You just show me the basics and I can fucking play it. But Nathan didn't make it easy for me when I first went there, because the first time I ever went there, I remember the first song we played was Wagon Wheel by Old Crow Medicine Show. Everyone says Darius Rucker. Fuck you, it's Old Crow Medicine Show. And then we did a couple songs to warm me up. And then he said, alright, you're on bass and we're playing Blowin' High Dough by Tragically Hip. Now, if you don't know that song, and, you know, if you're Canadian, you should fucking know that song. But if you don't know that song for some reason, it fucking is hard on bass. And for a guy who's never even played a bass guitar, this shit was like my biggest nightmare. And Nathan did it just to fucking see what I could do. Sucked, but I did it, barely. I couldn't do the intro because it starts with like a do 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 do. You're playing off two strings. Never finger picked in my fucking life. Tried to do it with a pick, can't do it. So, already set me up for failure. But he just wanted to see what the fuck I could do. And well, I got through the song, and then he made me play Crazy Train. And at this point, I realized I had a pedal where I could turn down my volume. So I was like, fuck it, I'm going to turn down my fucking volume. Just so I'm going to be like 2 beats behind these motherfuckers. I don't know what I'm doing on the bass. So I don't want to fuck up Nathan while he's trying to do a solo while my brother's on drums. Nathan is an insanely good lead guitarist. And the last thing I want to do is fuck him over because I'm 2 beats behind and ruin his solo. Little did I realize he plays with people who do this all the time, and he can play through solos. You could fuck up the beat however you want, or the bass however you want, and he'll do it. And he'll still kill the solo, absolutely no problem. So I mean, like, it was great in that way, but I mean, fuck it. So we decided to actually do it, and my second song was Crazy Train on the bass, he gave me 2 songs in a row where the bass fucking starts the whole stupid song, which is unfair to me. But this time, I was like, I'm going to turn down my volume. That way, he can still play his fucking bass. So I turned it down, right? And we're doing good. We're ripping the guitar. He's killing it on guitar. I'm killing it on bass. No, I'm not going to lie. I fucking was just like fucking open top string, just trying to make noise at this point. But I was like, he doesn't even know, you know. And in the middle of his fucking solo, he decided to walk over and step on my pedal so it could go as loud as it could. And then he walked away laughing at me because he knew I was so focused on bass, there was no way I could get back to that pedal and turn it back down. He's a real fucker like that. But I mean, because of how welcoming he was and everything, I mean, it turned into like anxiety every time I went to fucking, like, I don't care, we're playing shit. And like this last jam session especially, first of all, a lot of beer was drank, which, no shit, I drink a lot of beer in the first place. I'm always drinking a beer while I'm recording as I take a sip of beer. But I think it was the most confident I've ever been behind that mic. I mean, usually I'll get a couple drinks in me and I'll kind of sing, or I'll just sing backups to something. No, this time I full blown was lead singers for a decent amount of songs, and let's just say I was so drunk I don't remember how bad I sounded or how good I sounded. I don't know, but there was a point where I stopped giving a fuck and was just playing whatever, because everyone was just like, what song are we playing next? And I was just starting to play songs. Like, there was no like pause in between songs. Like, the song would stop and I would just chill for 1 second and then just start playing another song, get back up to the mic and start singing. Another thing that was kind of cool about that jam night, it was actually pretty cool to kind of see, was there was a few things. So I'll go over the basic thing that was cool, that everyone was like, that was awesome. And then I'll go to the second thing, which I thought was even cooler. But the first thing was just like, yeah, whatever. So if you remember my interview with Ryan Wood from the Mikes and Beers podcast, he said something about me and my harmonica, how I need to get it out and I'm a good harmonica player. I'd just like to say I'm fucking not that good of a harmonica player. I barely play it. I think it's the fact that no one that he's ever like played music with or like has been to a campfire with has played a harmonica, so it's just mind-boggling if they can make a fucking sound out of it. So I decided, he kept hounding me each time I went to Nathan's. He kept hounding me to bring my harmonica because he wanted me to play Heart of Gold. Because a few years back I was throwing a party at the Highway House and Woody showed up and I was drunk enough. I played the harmonica and played Heart of Gold while Nathan ripped the guitar on it. And ever since, Woody's like, you need to bring a harmonica. You need to bring the harmonica. So for Nathan's birthday, I was like, I'm going to bring the harmonica. So Woody shows up and, you know, Woody didn't stay for too long. But Woody's like, did you bring that fucking harmonica? I'm like, you're fucking right, I brought the harmonica. I keep forgetting. He's like, you need to bring it every time. Like, I don't know if you're going to be here every time. I'm not going to fucking bring it if you're not going to be here. No one else gives a shit about their harmonica as much as you. So I mean, we got to a point. I was drunk enough, and Woody said, let's play Heart of Gold. I'm like, you fucking got it. Nathan got on the guitar, and we had our buddy Garrett on the drums. And we went for it. And surprisingly enough, no, I was very drunk. I sounded very good playing Heart of Gold. I'm not going to lie. I'm not trying to toot my own horn. But I definitely thought I was going to blow the harmonica solo to that because of how much I've already drank at that point. But no, I did every solo. As a matter of fact, I still don't even really know how to play the last solo. I always bullshit the last solo for Heart of Gold. But I'll just say, of all the times I tried to bullshit the last solo to Heart of Gold, that was probably the best sounding bullshit Heart of Gold solo I've ever done for the third verse. It was great, and it really wowed the people who were there. There wasn't too many people there. It was a very, very small gathering, and everybody was vaccinated. And if you ask me, that's the way it is. If you're vaccinated, you can go out and shit. Fucking stupid Doug Ford. But So I played Heart of Gold. I mean, fucking, like, getting hugs from people and shit. And then someone said, like, new rule, no, you're not allowed to play Heart of Gold at any fire or anything unless Justin's there with the harmonica. So that was pretty cool. I was, like, fucking sick. Like, yeah, I did it. I wowed the folks. I've never really wowed anybody at the jam sessions. Usually because I'm so shy, I just fucking hide in the corner and just play my guitar. The one thing I will do at every jam session, though, is always be playing. That's one thing I feel like I never am really walking around socializing unless I get tired. And I mean, the beer and jamming for like 3 hours straight. At one point, I did lay on the ground and try to play bass while lying on the ground because I was just so tired. But Nathan's like, we need to keep rocking. I'm like, fuck, man, you're like a bar band type of guy. You play in bars. Like, I play by myself at home for like maybe an hour, and that's enough for me. You're making me play for fucking like 6 hours here. I'm drunk, and like you're the professional. I'm not that professional where I can drink. And oh my god, what's my cat doing? Stop it. I didn't hit my cat, by the way. I just smacked the table so he'd stop picking at something. I wish you could see how big he is now. But I forget where I was at. Oh yeah, I was just always kind of like I would always play. And Nathan's like a professional. Like, fuck, he can play drunk. I can play drunk now, but it took me a while to learn how to play drunk. Because it's fucking hard to play guitar while you're drunk as fuck. So, I mean, that was the first thing. I wowed him while I was doing Heart of Gold. And then we got to a point in the night where, there wasn't a lot of people in the basement. Nathan went upstairs, and it was like just a few of us downstairs, and I still had the acoustic on, and I was just strumming chords, just like passing time. And then everyone's like, well, fuck, if you're going to be strumming the fucking, okay, I'm saying fuck way too much. I'm sorry for the foul language. They started saying, well, if you're going to sit there and just strum the guitar, you should play a song. And I was like, well, what do you want me to play? Or I play anything. And I don't know what it was, but my drunk mind's like, I'm going to play one of my originals because I do write my own music. And this is like my most confident song, you could say. I wrote a song called Nashville Bound, and you can actually find it on Instagram if you type in Aldred Music. That's like my music page that I haven't uploaded to in a long time. But I decided to upload it, or I decided to play it for the first time in front of people that night, in front of people I don't know. And the reason why this is like my confidence song, I don't know if I already said, but it's called Nashville Bound. The reason why this is like my confidence song is because when I was writing this song, I was at the Highway House, and my brother's bedroom was down the hall from mine, and he was gaming, and I would practice and sing when I figured he was gaming. When I could hear that controller like making jiggly noises, that means I was safe to sing because he wouldn't hear me. He had soundproof headphones on. So I decided I'm gonna play this song. I just finished writing it, so I was practicing it, and then a few days later, my brother came up to me and said, what was that song you were playing the other night? The one where it's like, hated to read, but I could really write. And I was like, that's Nashville Bound. He's like, oh, Nashville Bound, who wrote it? And I was like, me. He was like, you wrote that song? And I was like, yeah, I wrote that song. He was like, oh my god, I was looking up the lyrics and stuff and like on Google because I really wanted to listen to that song. He's like, you wrote that? And I was like, yeah, I wrote that song. So, it was like after that, because my brother is like my meanest critic. And no other way of just like, he's not mean to be like, a dickhead older brother. He's mean to, I don't want you to go out and embarrass yourself if a song's bad. So, I mean, this night it was like, fuck it. If I'm going to debut it, I'm going to debut it right now in front of like, a bunch of strangers. And Nathan had already heard the song, and he was upstairs, so I was like, yeah, whatever. So I just, just me on my strapping on my guitar. I decided, second capo, fuck it, and I sent it, and I started playing it, and I think I got through the first verse and the chorus, and then they stopped me, and Garrett put me on a better microphone, adjusted all the levels so it was louder, and he said, play that again. So I played the whole song through, And I mean, there was people there, like in this small group, there was a girl who actually used to be my peer helper who literally said, yeah, that song is about you. Like when she peer helped me when I was 14, she said, that song's about you. That's literally your song. That's about you in class. And I was like, yeah, I take shit from life and put it into songs. Now, I'm more of a storyteller type guy. I like to bullshit a lot of stories. Like I like getting creative and like create lives I haven't lived, and that's why I started writing a book. And not a book where I'm trying to fucking, I don't know, be professional or not professional, but you know, to try to get publicized, I guess, or public, or make it, I don't know, I can't think of the word. This is what, I'm just a fucking creative guy. Hated to read, but I could really write, alright? That's a thing from the song. And she's like, that's you. And I was like, yeah, it is me. Thank you for noticing. So it literally went from me just playing the song to we had a monitor with a laptop hooked up to it, so like people could sing along, or I could like follow the computer for chords for songs I didn't really know. It was a cool little setup. And it turned into I had to sing the whole thing again, and they wrote down the lyrics. And then it turned into, okay, let's get a backup singer. Nathan came down. He's like, I'll get on bass. And then Garrett got on the drums. And we actually, like, made the song into more than just an acoustic song. I had a whole fucking band playing this song with me. And people were actually singing it. This shit was fucking crazy. I mean, like they made me still be the lead singer. I can't sing worth a fuck. But it was a pretty damn cool experience where you show these people your song, and they're instantly like, let's all jump in on this. It was like I had goosebumps to see the reaction of everybody, because I never really did that. And I was first of all, I'm stoked that it was Nashville bound that they were psyched on. And they're like, you got any more originals? And I said, I'm way too fucking drunk to remember any other originals right now. I was shit faced, you know. But it was just like, it was a real wow moment. It was like, wow, I actually wrote a decent song that people actually fuck with, and they said it was catchy, and they actually loved, and they wanted to learn. And I mean, at the end of the whole night, of course, Nathan and I went on to the iRace and tried to do a lap around Mossport, and that was a big miserable fail. We couldn't even get one lap without crashing into trucks. But it was definitely a game-changing night. Even Nathan came up to me at one point, and he like gave me this big hug. And he said, like, he's like, I'm so glad you came. And he's like, this is the first I've really seen you. Well, he didn't really say it, but what I got from what he was saying was, this is the first time I've really seen you take charge, and this is the first time you're really wowing people. Like, you're going for it. Because I played my own song, I did Hard Go on Harmonica, and then I did Charleston Girl on my own, I did Roll Another Number by Neil Young, I did a little bit of Honky Tonk Heroes by Waylon Jennings. I was just doing song after song after song after song. I didn't care at this point. I was so obliterated. It was just like the confidence I needed. Now all I need is that confidence sober, because like I said, stayed up till 4:30 in the goddamn morning, and that's what officially screwed me for the whole week. Like I said, I feel like I was mentally drained. Like, I feel like I was going to take that week off anyways. I just went to work on Monday, and I was like, I'm not feeling it this week. And then, of course, like, fucking Thursday comes, I'm like, oh my god, I just want to record a podcast. But it was too late, because it just take too much time, and I really wanted it to be out for Friday. So I decided, just take the 1 week off and chill and get back into it, which is this week. But it's okay, ladies and gentlemen. I want to tell you why it's okay that I took next week off, because not only are you getting the Honestly Lazy podcast with your host, me, Mr. BoyStick, but there's something else I did this week that is out this week also. I did an interview with my buddy, already 300s into a podcast, you know, 4 years after I did an interview with him before. I went back on the Hotter Show, so not only do you got the Honestly Lazy podcast, you can hear me blow my interview with the Hotter Show. I don't think I did bad, but I definitely could have done better. I'm learning that I'm not very good to be interviewed. Like, I love talking to people, but I just feel like when we get onto a topic I'm very interested in or something, I just don't shut the fuck up. And it really shows in this interview, but I had so much fun with it, and I'll probably put a link in the description of the interview because it was an amazing time. I love getting interviewed by TJ. I'm waiting for other podcasts to ask me to be on theirs, but I also need to bring people onto mine. Don't worry, it's not just a one-way street. With it being February now, the live streams are probably going to start happening near the end of the month or maybe next month. But I really want to start up the live streams and get this Honestly Lazy podcast into a show, into pretty much as much interaction as I can. I mean, I've got the merch. You can one day soon, hopefully, you'll be able to support the merch itself. You'll be able to buy the merch. You'll be able to buy stickers. You'll be able to do a lot to help me out with the podcast. And if you don't, well, yeah, life goes on. Now, welcome to the Honestly Lazy Shower Beer Quote of the Day. If you're a man with a beard and you come home every day and you don't have a fucking beer, what the fuck is wrong with you? This has been your Shower Beer Quote of the Day. This has been your Honestly Lazy Shower Beer Quote of the Day. The Honestly Lazy Podcast. We're still rolling, still doing this. It's been a while since I've done this. I'm back with the random video of the week. This one is a good one because if you're listening on Spotify, you can actually understand it because it's pretty much just the typical type TikTok where someone gives their opinion and I don't really agree with it. I don't really care for it. And I decided to make fun of it. Now, this girl, her name is Cam Sucks, or Cam Suck, CAMSUXX. She sits in her car a lot, and she does videos, and she gives her opinion. You know, she rocks a Def Leppard shirt and doesn't know who Def Leppard is. She thinks it's a disease. I shit you not. There will be a part 2 where I talk about that video, but today, she has the best TikTok logic like everybody else does. This is like the silo video type thing, where it's just like, it doesn't really make sense, but at the same time, you know, she's got a lot more views and likes than I'll ever get on TikTok. So she's doing something right. But doesn't mean I can't poke fun of her. So I'm just going to roll the audio through real quick, or the video if you're watching on YouTube. Just kind of give you an idea of her opinion on life and animals. She comes up with a great thing about animals. So let's just roll it real quick. It's 36 seconds long.
Okay, listen. What if animals are actually smarter than us? And they don't want to get involved. So they don't talk. They don't want to pay taxes. And they're laughing at us. Like, look at those loser idiots working and paying bills. What fools. That's exactly what they're saying. I'm definitely right. What made me think of this is birds can go to Coachella for free. Sounds like a little bit like they're scheming. Yeah. Bugs can catch flights free of charge. Okay, like this, I have definitely cracked the code here. Okay.
So I just want to say, first of all, I think she's just playing a character. I don't think she actually thinks that Def Leppard is a leopard disease. And I don't think she actually thinks that animals are just not speaking or anything like that. But she's playing the character. She's playing the part, so I got to play my part and make fun of it. And I just want to say, first of all, the points are terrible. Doesn't make any sense, but we'll get into it. We'll just click it back through and stop when I want to say something. Pretty much like a commentary video.
Okay, listen. What if animals are actually smarter than us?
They're not. Animals are not smart than us. Well, they probably would be if they could, like, grow thumbs and, like, do other things besides say one word over and over again and, you know, just be animals. You know, if they could do what we did, and I can't even think of it. I'm on a very minimum amount of sleep, and I'm starting to sound like her, so, you know, I'm already blowing it. But no, animals are not smarter than us because they just decide not to do anything.
And they don't want to get involved. So they don't talk. They don't want to pay.
They don't want to get involved, so they don't talk. I mean, they don't talk. They do talk, actually. You know, cats say meow, dogs bark. You know, birds make chirping noises, I guess. I'm really blowing this. Seagulls are very annoying on the beach. I prefer to call them shithawks. You know, they all actually do talk. Fun fact. They just don't talk English because their brains cannot commute anything, I guess. This is scientistic trying to explain this. And all they can do is say one word. So they do talk. They just say one word. But they're masters of... fuck, I don't know what's up in my throat. They are masters of changing the tone of their one word so you understand what they're doing. Usually you're some needy little bitches, but you know what they need and what they're doing.
Pay taxes. And they're laughing at us. Like, look at those loser idiots working and paying bills. What fools. That's exactly what they're saying. I'm definitely right.
You're not right. I'm going to tell you why you're not right now. So they're sitting there. Let's rewind that again. Hear what she said. Let's just hear that out one more time.
Working and paying bills. It's working and paying bills. What fools. That's exactly what they're saying.
So you're not right because they sit there and say, oh yeah, they're working and paying bills. But if you look at the animal kingdom and watch Animal Planet for one day or watch the fucking Planet Earth on Netflix, you'll realize being an animal sucks. So yes, us humans do have to go to work and we do have to pay bills, but we get things called like houses. So, you know, we don't have to stay out in a fucking thunderstorm and hopefully the tree that we're hiding under doesn't catch on fire. We wake up every day and we just go to work for 8 hours, 9 hours, depending, or sometimes more. And we make money to buy ourselves some nice things. Alcohol, weed, food, restaurants, whatever you want. What animals get to do every day is wake up and figure, how the fuck am I going to eat? Now, if you're a pet like my cat Waylon, you're set because everything is given to you. You're pretty spoiled. But if you're like a lion or something in Africa, life is game changing. You gotta wake up every day and be like, all right, I need to fucking run as fast as I can, chase after an animal, tackle it, bite its neck until it dies, and then I'll eat. Now, if I don't do this, right? If I don't get an animal today, not only do I starve, but my kids starve and my wife starves. I don't know. I'm talking like they're humans, but you know, you just don't fucking eat for that day. Where for us humans, if we have a 9-to-5 job, we can afford something off the dollar meal at McDonald's. Okay, I'd rather be human at this point than an animal because at least. Like, I'm a very lazy person. Like, you know, I can't imagine waking up every day and having to go fucking actually try to find something, tackle it, and, like, chew at it with my fucking teeth until it's dead. So I think us as humans got pretty good. Yes, we have to work a little bit harder sometimes, but at least we're not, like, hunting shit or being hunted. And let me tell you, like, also as an animal, so you gotta look out for prey coming after you gotta find food to eat, and then us as humans decide to shoot you so we can eat too. It's a real fucked up thing. But I think animals, now they do win a lot. They do eat people if they so please. But I'm just saying, a lot more of we got easier than animals do when it comes to the nature side.
I'm definitely right. What made me think of this is birds can go to Coachella for free.
I love this part. What made me think of this is that Coachella or birds get to go to Coachella for free because birds know what music is. Because birds, it's funny because when I think about birds and when I'm cranking my music, they fly away. So I mean, yes, birds do fly around at Coachella, but you don't really see them like sitting and listening to the music. I think they're just more of like trying to get a fucking French fry from you, or like find the shitty stuff on the ground and eat that. I don't think they're even there for the music. The only thing that the birds are smart about the music festival like Coachella is that they know there's going to be so much food there that they'll be set for like a month. But when there's one bird that thinks of that, there's 1,000, and it turns into the same shit show as everywhere else. So, I mean, it's funny that you literally thought of it because you thought birds go to Coachella for free. Oh my God, they're laughing at us. In reality, birds are like, oh, look at all this fucking food, and we just want the food. They're not laughing at us. The only way our animals laugh at us is if they shit on us or we step in their poo. That's the only time they will really laugh at us. Besides that, they're not laughing at us because they don't even know what the fuck. They don't know, even if it's your pet, they don't know where you go throughout the day. They don't know what a job is. They see you leave, and then they sit there bored for fucking how long you're gone for. Then you come back, and then it's all about them. All right? So, like, once again, animals do not have it easy, even if you're a pet.
Sounds like a little bit like they're scheming. Yeah.
They're scheming because they can go to Coachella for free. Not because of the fact that they just fly around. No, they're scheming because they go to Coachella for free. Now, I'm sure if the human race could somehow adapt and grow wings, everybody would be flying to Coachella for free. But unfortunately, we are not the all high mighty angels. We can't just randomly grow wings, so we just gotta, pay for it. It sucks, I know, but I heard Coachella's overrated anyways.
Bugs can catch flights free of charge.
Bugs can fly. Oh my God. Bugs can catch flights free of charge. So, I've only been on a plane once. I'm not going to lie. I've only been on a plane once. There wasn't a single fly on it. Or a bug. I didn't see any bugs. And I'm pretty sure the last thing a spider wants to do is get on a plane and like go somewhere like Australia where there's bigger spiders that are just going to eat him. Because I'm pretty sure they don't plan like, oh, this plane's going to Australia, I want to go there. They don't really plan out their days. Animals just kind of wake up and try to survive all day. Your shit's completely mopped, whatever the fuck the word is.
Okay, like this, I have definitely cracked the code here.
There's no code. There's nothing at all to be say. There's nothing here to make that you should that you've said that you should be like this cocky and feel like you're smart. Because you're like, I'm sure you're probably smarter than me, but at the same time, your points are flawed, and this was a bad thesis, if I'm using that word right. This was just bad. Like this, your logic was flawed. Do some research, come back, shoot another TikTok in your car. By the way, get the Amazon box out of the back of your car because, there's robbers probably where you are and they will bust in and take that. And, just do some research and try this TikTok again. I don't know. It seems like you had a decent point, but you totally fucked it up. Just kidding. There was no point at all. You blew it. And now you have this video on TikTok for everyone to see, and just not the best video for your TikTok. But I mean, at the same point, I really didn't do the best job making fun of it. But it's the Honestly Lazy Podcast. This has been your random video of the week, aka. Damn, I had another name for it because it was like her thesis. Yeah, fuck it. This has been your random video of the week.
Honestly Lazy Podcast.
I get stuck in those rabbit holes from time to time, just, on YouTube, looking at the weirdest shit. I mean, there was like times in my YouTube binge watching where I just watched the most random Vine compilations I could ever find. Hours and hours of TikTok compilations before I actually downloaded TikTok. Just a bunch of weird little rabbit holes I got stuck down, from conspiracy theories to Joe Rogan clips to like any podcast clips to street fights to whatever the hell. Anything I really wanted to watch, I usually get stuck in a hole, or going down the rabbit hole, they would say, of something. And it's fine, sometimes you find one and you're actually like, this is great, I'm learning a lot and I'm having a good time. And next thing you know, 3 hours are gone. You're like, well, that was time kind of well wasted. You know, I could have watched a movie or something like that. But no, I decided to watch Call Me Kevin for 3 hours doing dumb shit and bad video games. Don't get me wrong, love Call Me Kevin. But I got stuck down this rabbit hole for a while of Ink Master videos that are on YouTube, because I guess Paramount is now releasing clips from Ink Master, and I went on a huge bender of watching that. I mean, obviously because I love tattoos and I have them myself, obviously I'm going to binge watch this stuff and see how good the artists really are. And it's great, you know. I mean, with that show, it definitely has gotten kind of weird when they had like the canvases kind of judge each other's tattoos to pick who's the worst one was. I didn't really agree with that, because like some people like, I think my tattoo's sick, and like, nope, it's the worst one. Like there was one where like this guy did a portrait of a grandmother, and the grandmother was in the room and they all bashed it while she's sitting there. Like, that's just like, you guys are pieces of shit for doing that. And they're like, oh yeah, no offense. Like, no, you're a beautiful woman, but your tattoo, the portrait that's on your granddaughter's leg looks like shit. And it's just like, oh my god, you guys are just absolute animals. And it's so funny because you can tell, like, the judges kind of know what they're talking, like, no, the judges know what they're talking about because they're tattoo artists, except for the one guy. And I mean, when the canvassers are trying to judge tattoos, like, oh my god, literally someone's pointing it all out. Look at that one fucking line. Like, that line is so noticeable. It so sticks out, like, sort of. I'm like sitting there like, I didn't even fucking notice that shit. But during these rabbit holes, I got into like other type stuff, you know, of tattooing, you know. So throughout the whole, I was on this for like a week straight, where I was watching these people just bashing tattoos and watching them just put lines and lines and lines, you know, just shading and all that type of stuff. It's very entertaining. I love watching tattoos being created, because, you know, I've got a few myself and I like watching them being made. They hurt like a son of a bitch sometimes, but you know, there was one thing that came up during my little bender Ink Master, and it was actually a video that scared me about tattoos. It's a little video called Pros and Cons of the Forearm Tattoos. Me sitting here like, uh-oh, I already got like fucking 4 on me, only on my forearms. All my tattoos are on my forearms. I'm like, ah, shit. Maybe I fucked up. Maybe I didn't do enough research, because I didn't do any. I just was like, I want a tattoo on my forearm, and I went out and did it. And I was like, okay, maybe I should watch this video. It was like 6 minutes long, and turns out I didn't have to be worried at all. This was one of those type of videos where they just talked and just gave you the most basic information that, you know, just like, it was like the most common sense shit I've ever heard in a video. Let me give you some examples. I wrote some down on the old handy dandy clipboard or notepad. Like, one of the pros was that it heal faster to heal, and another pro was easy to hide and show, which, like, you know, it's easy to hide if you just want it to be hidden, and it's easy to show if you just want to flash it off. And then the cons were stuff like flaky look, like, you know, when it's healing it looks like shit, like everyone's tattoo looks like shit. But this guy's big thing was, you know, you gotta go out in public while it's healing. Yeah, no shit, it's gonna be fucking healing, it's gonna look like shit. And, you know, people aren't going to sit there and say your tattoo looks like shit. Maybe they'll be like, what's up with your tattoo? And then all you gotta say is, it's healing. And you get on with your day. But this guy made it sound like it's such a big deal, where it's like, oh my god, look at your fucking arm. Oh, that big blob of shit. What is that? Is that a tattoo? Is that a skin disease? What is it? It's like he kind of brought it out to like that, and I was like, all my tattoos, I like the most common sense thing is, like, obviously when you get a tattoo on the forearms, wear baggy clothes, because you don't want it to suffocate or anything like that. So I was wearing baggy clothes, but most of the time, because of my job being indoors and stuff, I would just roll my sleeves up and, you know, just let it breathe. And I'm pretty sure no one came up to me saying, oh my god, yo, is your tattoo good? It looks like shit. No, most of them are just like, how is it? Is it itchy right now? Like, usually when they understand it's in the fucking healing process, and they're not like, oh my god, what's up with your tattoo? Another con, he said, people might grab your arm to look. Now, I have a big microphone on my left arm that covers my whole forearm, as you can see, right? nobody ever grabbed my arm and yanked it to look at it while it was healing. And honestly, people, on even my other arm, I got like a little guitar. Hang on, let's see. I got, it's gonna be hard. I got a little guitar. I got an eye with a turntable in it and a tape cassette right here. And nobody has ever yanked at my arm to take a look at my fucking tattoo. As a matter of fact, even when I didn't have any tattoos and all my buddies were getting tattoos, I never yanked their arm to look at their tattoos. It's kind of more of a respect thing, like why are you grabbing my arm, especially when it's healing. The one thing I would recommend if you have a forearm tattoo, be prepared that your friends are going to be dicks and they're going to smack your arm to make you feel pain. That happens more than them grabbing it to just look at your tattoo. That happened to me a lot, especially with my microphone tattoo. Everyone loved hitting it. It hurt like a fucking cocksucker, and they would hit it just to see the few seconds of pain in my face. So that's more of a thing that could happen to you when you get a forearm tattoo than people yanking your arm around just to look at your arm. People do not care that much about your fucking tattoo. Like, they do for like a good 2 minutes, and then they're on with their lives like you never got that tattoo before. Another con was harder to hide from the sun in the summer. So this was like another point where it's like, yeah, if you're going to get a tattoo, and you really want to protect it from the sun, you gotta be careful in the sun. Pretty much the most common sense thing, like when this is from a guy who didn't do any research and got a big ass fucking forearm tattoo for his first one. My common sense thing was, wow, I really don't want that in the sun. I'm going to get it in the winter time so I can wear baggy clothes and wear long sleeves. That was my common sense thing about the tattoo. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people who get forearm tattoos either are like me and like, yeah, I'll just get it in the winter time because then it's like not sweaty, my arm's not itchy as much. Or people are like, fuck it, I'm getting in the summer, I'm just going to deal with it. And they said, now, when you get your tattoo on your forearm, you gotta put sunscreen on, like this, the heavy duty stuff, because if you don't, it will fade quicker and you'll have to do a lot of touch-ups. All right, so I'm gonna let you, like, if you're on YouTube, this is my forearm tattoo I got when I was 18. I'm 26. Zero touch-ups or anything. From the camera, it does look like one you can like get on GTA 5 on your character. It doesn't look the best from the camera, but I can tell you right now, I got it when I was 18. I do put sunblock on, but not like the heavy-duty shit. And it's not even to protect my tattoos. I put sunblock on because I fucking hate getting sunburned. Like, I get sunburned every summer, and it's like, I'm 26 now. I've had enough. I'm just going to wear sunscreen, and everyone can call me a pussy. I don't care. You're all burnt, and it's uncomfortable for you to sleep at night, and I'm going to be sleeping fine in my bedroom. And it's just he made it sound like it was like a big deal. Obviously, put on sunscreen. I would recommend you put on sunscreen. Not just because you're tattooed, just because like skin cancer and shit and sunburns hurt like a motherfucker. So I would recommend just putting sunscreen on in general. But if you want to do it just because you're a tattoo, maybe you take care of your tattoo too much. But I don't know. Like, maybe I should be doing that. Maybe I'll be 30 and this thing will look like shit, or all my tattoos will look like shit. But for right now, it's been holding on strong since I was 18. So I don't know. Don't really know what to think about that. And the next point was it's harder to shower. Now let me explain something to you from a guy. This is like the honestly lazy tricks and tips for a tattoo. Fuck it, I'll do it. So use his points and kind of give you the more like not trying to get views with such a basic topic. Now, the first thing I thought of when I got my forearm tattoo was, holy shit, it's going to suck to shower. And yes, it really does fucking suck, but all you gotta do is just put your arm away from the fucking shower, and you take a little bit of water off it and you splash it on the tattoo. Don't just put it directly under the water. Put your soap on and shit, splash it off. It's not that big of a deal. It's like okay, the most it took for me to get my tattoo to heal on my forearm, the longest one I think was my tape cassette or my little guitar head. They were about 2 weeks, and yeah, it sucks. You can't put your arm under the water, but I guarantee you're going to get to a point where you're just like, I think it's healed enough, and you're just gonna start putting it underwater. Like it's just a fucking thing. And if you're lucky enough, your tattoo artist will have second skin, and that shit, I've never had a tattoo artist actually had it. I hope I get one day. And that shit you just keep on your arm for like I forget how long. My buddy told me it's like 3 or 4 days, and it like keeps it moisturized. It's just like a bandage that keeps it moisturized. You can put underwater. Your life's way easier. I haven't been lucky enough to have that. I just kind of deal with the shittiness of it. I would say though, when you first unbandage your tattoo, it's gonna be fucking gross from all the plasm and shit. It's really gnarly. Like taking the bandage off and it's all like peeling off. Oh, I hate that part. It's not even like it looks like there's just a bunch of goop and shit on your tattoo, so you gotta wash it. And then after that, you're like, oh, it looks great, and you're happy. But I mean, the taking off the bandage, and like I forget how long my tattoo artist told me to keep it on for. I think it was like 4 hours. Keep the bandage on before you take it off. And I don't think a lot of people obey that. I don't even think people obey the part of like keeping your like tattoo out of the shower. I'm pretty sure people just don't care and just put it directly under the water like that night. It's just the way people work sometimes. And the next thing this guy said is maybe you shouldn't get a forearm tattoo if you're afraid of being judged. So it's easy. So in the pros, it's easy to hide, but if you're afraid of being judged, then you shouldn't get a forearm tattoo. It kind of counterpoints itself. So my advice, BoyStick Tattooed dumbass extraordinaire, when it comes to this, I would say. Here's the way I looked at when I was getting my forearm tattoos. I wanted to look at it for the rest of my life. I always want to get tattoos where I don't need a mirror to look at them. So like arms and legs, I'm obviously going to get tattooed. Back, probably not, unless I run out of room on my arms and legs. Chest, I can look at it. I'm fat though, so it probably won't look good. So I'm probably going to avoid that too. But that was my decision. Now, if you're one of those people who's sitting there like, I want a tattoo, but I don't know if I can look at it for the rest of your life, fucking put it straight on the back. Just do it, or on the back of the leg, somewhere where you don't always have to look at it if you still want a tattoo. It's literally like that point right there. Oh, if you're worried to be judged, don't get a forearm tattoo. That's like literal fucking common sense. Like, oh, I don't want people to look at my arm and judge my tattoo. Maybe I'm going to get it there anyways and let people judge me. No, your mindset would be like, well, maybe I'll put it somewhere else, like on my leg or on my thigh or my ribs or somewhere where people won't really see it. It's kind of more of a common sense thing. I don't know. Even with like this whole, like the pros one, like heals faster. What? Like, I've had all forearm tattoos, and let me tell you, they've all healed in different fucking paces. My eye with the turntable healed in a week. It was the weirdest thing. Everything else took like 2 to 3 weeks. I with turntable, a week. I don't know what the fuck it was, but it only took a week, and I can't figure it out to this day. And I remember telling my girlfriend when I got it, like, this one's going to take forever because it's really dark. And a week, it was healed. It was the weirdest fucking thing. But I mean, pretty much what I'm getting at with this little rant is I've wanted to talk about this for a little bit, but I mean, his points are pretty moot. And you know, like, it's funny to see the tattoo side of YouTube, and it's like, that's a video, like the pros and cons of a forearm tattoo. It's like, okay, so what's the pros and cons of a neck tattoo? Well, if you go in for a job interview and you have a neck tattoo, they might not take you. That's the way I look at this guy if he was going to do a neck tattoo type video. But I don't know, man. Like, just think before you get inked. Oh, it's so cringy. I can't believe I just said that. But yeah, think about it before you get it. Like, all my tattoos, I sat on for a bit before I actually got them. And that's why I don't have a lot of regrets with them. But I mean, at the same time, who knows? Maybe I'll like turn 80 and look at my tattoos and I'm like, oh, I fucked up. It's the one thing, you know what, I will say the one thing that does happen to me when I got my first ever tattoo were people who were like against tattoos, like, you're going to regret that in 5 years. And then they're like, what are you going to, aren't you worried about when you're 80 and it looks like shit? It's like, fuck no. Who says I'm going to make it to 80? I'll probably only make it to like 50 at this point with the way I act. That's more of the annoyance, is the people who don't get tattoos and don't get why you spend your money on them. They're going to be the people that will hassle you and make having a tattoo not fun. But all you gotta do is avoid them. And if they're your family, it's a bit harder. But all you gotta do is go to like Thanksgiving and Christmas, and you only gotta deal with them like twice a year. You don't have to go all your way and see them. Just get your tattoos, live your life, and have fun. And that will do it for this week on the Honestly Lazy podcast. I'm so glad you stopped by. I know I didn't upload last week, but it's a double whammy this week because I am on the Hotter Show this week. I think I should probably DM them before I post. You know what? If it's not on there, then there will be no link in the description. But if I am on the Hotter Show, there will be a link in the description to say, yeah, I'm on the Hotter Show. So that was a fun interview with him. 4 years in the making. I'm glad I finally hopped back on there. So you guys should definitely check it out. Just literally shooting the shit. And then at the end, I actually say I gotta go because I need to go to bed. Because I'm old. Like, I can't stay up till 4 a.m. partying anymore because I'll just sleep all day the next day. And, my back hurts and I go to bed early throughout the week because of work. But if you've made it this far in the video, you might as well, or on Spotify, might as well follow me or subscribe to the channel. Helps me out, keeps me motivated to keep making content. Go follow my social medias. My Instagram, my Twitter is what I'm most active on. I'm also on TikTok at BoyStick Clips. You'll pretty much just see clips of the podcast on there. But it's also, little bits and clips of the Honestly Lazy podcast over there. Why not? It's something free. Live streams will be happening soon. I'm not sure when, but they will be will be happening soon. And besides that, yeah, like and subscribe. I think I already said that. I don't know. But I'm going to go because it's Friday night. I don't have anything planned, but it is Friday night. So obviously, I'm going to go out and have and woohoo it all up and stuff. I'm probably just going to go eat a whole bag of sweet chili heat chips in my underwear. Sounds like a good Friday night to me. Alright, I'll let you guys enjoy your weekend. So until next time, it's your boy Stick. I'm out. Have a good weekend. I'll see you next week unless I bail again, but I probably won't. Bye.
Honestly Lazy Podcast.